Okay. Hey, thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for clicking on this video. We have been going through the Marilyn Manson complaint, and let's just keep going. So let's go back a little bit, just a little tad bit. They were talking about Variety. Remember I said about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and how the op-ed, the ACLU wanted to keep Johnny Depp's name in there, so that way, Johnny Depp's info in there, so that way they could actually sell the story. So we're going to start with that. Let's see. It's director Amy Burke confirmed this fact to an interview with Variety, stating that naming Manson obviously created a lot more story for us. It became a two-part film in the edit bay. On or around January 12, 22, it was announced that part one of the project, titled Phoenix Rising, would premiere at the Sundance Film Festival in January 22, and both parts would air on HBO Max 2022. Predictably, both Wood and Gore are prominently featured and heroically depicted in the documentary. 23. Just as Wood had intended, her public allegations against Warner would be seen to corroborate, albeit falsely, her prior statements and testimony that she had been abused by one significant other, and in turn, the public allegations by several other women would be seen to corroborate, albeit falsely, Wood's allegations. So you got two women now, Amber Heard and Evan Rachel Wood. And what did they both do? They both came out with allegations, but at the beginning, they wouldn't name their abuser. Remember? They never wanted to name. Amber Heard, she was like, oh no, I didn't want to name him. But I still said in the op-ed that it was 2 years ago. And who was I married to 2 years ago? Exactly. Let's see, Wood's allegations. She also hoped to absolve her reputation for having a wild past and her embarrassment for having been in a serious long-term relationship with Marilyn Manson. That's kind of offensive, man. Like, I'm an asshole, so I know that some women have said that about me. Like, oh, he's a huge asshole. Well, I can't believe you dated him. Yeah, I know. You know what? Like, I was going to say the B word, sorry. You know what? Like, when I was with them, and I bet you anything, when Marilyn Manson was with her and all these other women, they were probably really happy. They were probably really, really happy. Honestly, bro, I think that this is all a scam, and we might have just stumbled upon the biggest scam in abuse, hoax, history right here. Let's see here. As explained in more detail below, the timing and overlapping substance of the public accusations against Warner was no coincidence, but rather the product of a wrongful conspiracy by Wood and Gore to organize, coordinate, and promulgate false allegations against Warner. From approximately 19 to the present, Wood and Gore have conspired to recruit, coordinate, and pressure people to claim they were abused by Warner, and that it took 10 or more years to realize this. So stupid. In furtherance of this wrongful conspiracy, and in order to enrich herself and benefit Wood, Gore committed a number of illegal acts. Wood acted in furtherance of the conspiracy and aided and abetted Gore's unlawful conduct. Wood and Gore have derailed Warner's career. Wood acknowledged as much in Phoenix Rising when she stated that the film itself, which debuted long after her and Gore's orchestrated attack on Warner began, isn't about revenge or like he's a monster and like he needs to be punished or destroyed. He's already destroyed. Underline added. A. Wood and Gore recruit, coordinate, pressure prospective accusers to make false allegations against Warner. 25. Gore used the Phoenix Act in connection with the film project to recruit, coordinate, and pressure women who had been linked to Warner to make false allegations of abuse against him. Gore did this with Wood's assistance and/or acquiescence. Together, Wood and Gore coordinated allegations and devised the specific buzzwords, phrases, and talking points that prospective abusers would use when they gave interviews or posted their stories on social media, and organized meetings where prospective accusers were encouraged to align their stories. And not only that, their decade-old consensual encounters with Warner were abusive, but also, as multiple accusers have stated publicly, that the alleged abuse caused them to repress their memories for 10 or more years. Oh my God. 26. Gore solicited prospective accusers by phone, text message, email, and/or social media with messages such as the following. Hey, I know this is a strange way to reach out, but my name is Ilma. I work with the Phoenix Act. I run it along Evan Rachel Wood. We were organizing a group of people to meet up in LA and Zoom Skype and to talk about the experiences that they had that might be similar to yours. I'm not sure that you would be interested in participating. You aren't obligated to speak, but if you wanted to listen, it would be fine. if you wanted to. It's a small group and you are personally invited. If you wanted to know more first, I would be happy to jump on the phone or emails for more details. Best, Ilma. Gore used her proximity to Wood to attract and pressure potential accusers. She bragged to them that she was close with Wood and was acting on behalf of the Phoenix Act, which she ran alongside Wood. Gore wooed potential accusers by claiming that she wanted them to organize through the Phoenix Act coalition and that they were personally invited to participate in small groups with Wood. The clear implication was that potential accusers could also be close to Wood. Well, yeah, she's a famous actress. If they participated and agreed to be featured in Wood's film. These meetings, which provided a forum for to coordinate allegations, were filmed for Phoenix Rising. Ooh, okay. Really? Well, I never saw any of that shit. So I guess that's going to be in part 2, and I'm going to fucking roast these people. Gore further enticed potential accusers to allege abuse by suggesting that she was already amassing evidence for a claimed ongoing criminal investigation of Warner, and that her efforts would lead to Warner's arrest. Gore planned that in addition to filming the small group sessions with Wood and the recruited accusers, the film crew would also record Gore and or Wood dropping their evidence off to law enforcement and Warner's anticipated arrest. Gore, well, he's never been arrested. So obviously, y'all didn't fucking do shit. Gore and others working on the film with her were also repeatedly referenced a claimed ongoing criminal investigation to intimidate potential accusers, including by suggesting both directly and by implication that if they didn't participate, they could be in danger and security would not be provided for them and their families. Wow, dude. Y'all are just going to straight up lie like that? Really? Really? Damn. 29. As further evidence of wrongful coordination, Gore provided prospective accusers with a checklist. We saw that. With a checklist of 21 fabricated acts of abuse to ensure that their public claims against Warner would mirror each other and create a fake perception of a pattern of wrongful conduct. A copy of that checklist is attached here to as attachment B. We've already seen that. The public allegations since made against Warner are not only strikingly similar to each other, said that in the other video, but also nearly identical to a recruiting checklist. They were recruited, man. They all knew what to say. It's all a fucking scam. Wood admitted in part 1 of Phoenix Rising that many of these other women's allegations were almost word for word my story. I said that yesterday. No wonder why. As further evidence of coordination upon information and belief, Gore provided and or edited scripts for one or more of the recruited accusers to read from in describing their alleged abuse by Warner in media interviews. An example of one such script is attached whereto as attachment C. Oh, that's what that was? Attachment C? Me. That's what that was. I didn't see that in the last video. Is that what that was? So that's what they were doing, writing a script? When he hit me, I started to feel crazy. I would cry. I was relieved for one night. I would get a break. I didn't want to question him. Damn, dude. And then how are you going to write it down? How are you going to write it down? What kind of criminals are you? What kind of criminals are you, lady? What is wrong with you people? In addition to prompting specific allegations with checklists, Gore, with Wood's assistance and or acquiescence, encouraged prospective accusers to fabricate, change, embellish, and exaggerate their stories, including to make up that they had been raped by Warner, trafficked by Warner, and were too scared to speak out. Indeed, Wood and Gore convinced prospective accusers that their failures to allege of abuse over the past 10 years plus was not because no abuse occurred, but instead because abuse caused people to repress their memories. That's exactly what all these women were saying in the comments. I posted this TikTok about the Marilyn Manson, which got reported, by the way. Dude, I'm telling you right now, just a little quick side note, I'm not going to be posting on TikTok anymore very often. I'm not, man. It's total fucking waste of time. You have these Amber Heard fans, they can just go and report it whenever the fuck they want. And now we're going to be going after Evan Rachel Wood because, you know, like now you're going to have these other women that are also probably the same women that used to say toxic to each other and mutual abuse. Now they're standing up for Evan Rachel Wood. So they're going to be reporting my videos too. I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have it. My TikTok's going to take a totally different turn now. Over the past 10 years, repressed their memories. Multiple accusers have publicly admitted that until their meetings with Gore and Wood, they had no memory of abuse, and that these meetings unlocked new memories, and that they learned of other participants in Wood's and Gore's groups, things they would later accuse Warner of. Dude, 31. Wow. Some women who Wood and Gore contacted refused to participate because what they were being asked to say was not true. To the contrary, a number of Warner's romantic partners, including some recruited by Wood and Gore, have come forward to say that the allegations did not match their experiences with him. Greta Aurora, who was recruited by Gore but refused to participate in the coordinated attack, has stated publicly that she was still depicted falsely as a victim in a lawsuit filed by Gore associate and Warner's former assistant Ashley Walters B. Wood and Gore impersonate. Oh, we already saw that. The Wood and Gore, the impersonation letter, a federal crime. Wood and Gore conspired to impersonate a federal agent by creating and distributing a fictitious letter. Attached hereto is attachment A. We've already seen that. The letter, which Wood and Gore attributed to a real-life federal agent and included a forged signature and a fake phone number for that agent, stated that there was an ongoing law enforcement investigation into Warner and there was a concern for the safety of Wood, other victims of Warner, and their families. 34. The federal agent whose name and alleged signature appear on the letter has confirmed that she did not author that letter and had no knowledge of the letter, did not authorize or approve the letter, and has never been involved in any criminal investigation of Warner. The purported federal agency that the letter is associated with, the agent, the Federal Violent Crimes Division, does not even appear to exist. That's something that sounds like it's on Law and Order. Federal Violent Crimes Division. Bro, stop watching television. That's what y'all sound like, dude. Jeez. Federal Crimes Division. Federal Violent Crimes Division. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Screenshots of a conversation between Gore and Wood show that the text of the letter was drafted by Wood and Gore, not the FBI agent. Wood drafted the text of the letter and asked for and received feedback from Gore, including to remove a reference to an imminent arrest. In the conversation copied below, Alabama is Wood, a nickname she was given around the time of her relationship with Warner. See, 35, 36, okay. And here it is right here. Here it is. Let's see, Alabama, from Alabama. Whoa, I've never seen this one. And then redacted. Blank is my new number. Here is the letter. To whom it may concern, please be advised, Rich. Oh, okay, we've already heard that. What you think? It's good. I don't know about the letter stating the arrest before it happens. In addition to the crimes detailed above, Wood submitted the forged letter in a California custody proceeding, using it as supposed evidence for why she should be able to move her son to Tennessee. Citing and quoting from the letter, Wood lied under penalty of perjury. Dude, penalty of perjury? That's the last fucking thing she needs to worry about, bro. You need to worry about fucking federal crimes, bitch. Stating that she was advised by criminal investigators that my and my family's safety was at risk, and that to punctuate the seriousness of the situation, I was provided with correspondence from the representative of the Federal Violent Crimes Department of the FBI. Sounds so fake. So fake. Okay, 36. Okay, 37. 13 minutes, good. 37. Upon information and belief, Gore aided and abetted Wood in forging the letter because the letter would help Wood. The forged letter would be picked up by the press and draw attention to the Phoenix Act. Oh, really? Kind of sounds like when they said the ACLU op-ed would put attention to Aquaman. God, dude, these women don't even know what they're doing. This is how you know they're not smart criminals. This is how you know. And I bet you anything, it goes all the way back to Gloria Allred. I bet you anything, it goes all the way back to her. The forged letter would be to recruit. Okay. Phoenix Act, Wood and the false allegations against Warner, and the forged letter would be used to recruit and encourage, I was going to say entourage, encourage and convince people to claim that they were abused by Warner because they were being led to believe that Warner was a threat to their safety and under federal investigation. C. Gore creates a fictitious email account impersonating Warner. Wow. 38. From in or around September 19 until the present, Gore used fake email accounts pretending to be Warner to create correspondence that she believed would be harmful to Warner and bolster the allegations levied against him. One such fake email account created and controlled by Gore was B.H. Warner 1969. Really? Really? You think that Marilyn Manson would create a fucking email called BH Warner 1969. Oh, these people are fucking morons. BHW are Warner's initials, and 69 is the year he was born. Warner did not create this email account, which is fucking obvious. For example, upon information and belief in and around September 19, Gore used these fake accounts to send and receive emails containing links to pornography. Upon information and belief, these links are believed to have contained prohibited content, as the URLs currently do not work and thus were likely taken down. 40. As another example, upon information and belief, Gore used fake email accounts to create documents that looked like Warner communicating with attorneys regarding a criminal investigation. In one such email dated February 8, 2021, just days after Warner and several others made fictitious claims of abuse against Warner in a coordinated attack, BH Warner 1969, the fucking stupidest shit you could come up with, received an email from a person purporting to be writing on behalf of Warner's attorney. However, the email's purported sender did not work for or even work did not work for or ever work for, I said even, or ever work for that attorney. Yeah. Upon information and belief, Gore created these documents as a part of the wrongful conspiracy against Warner to enhance her reputation and esteem with Wood, the Phoenix Act, and persons that she was soliciting or had solicited to speak out against Warner, and ultimately to enrich herself. Warner first learned of these fake email accounts and fake emails described above in November 21, when copies of these emails were shared with him. Before that, Warner had never received any emails sent to or from these fake email accounts. Accordingly, Warner did 4142. Okay. Accordingly, Warner did not discover, and a reasonable and diligent investigation would not have disclosed that Gore's use of fake email accounts contributed to Warner's harm. D. Gore swats Warner in February 21. Dude, swatting. God. Swatting is when you call the SWAT team. Oh, they're going to, never mind. What am I doing? They're going to say it here. Swatting is the harassment tactic of making a hoax or prank report to emergency services to elicit the dispatch of a large number of armed police officers, e.g., the Special Weapons and Tactics Team, to a particular location or address. Swatting is often triggered by the false report of a serious law enforcement emergency, such as a bomb threat, homicide, hostage situation, or mental health emergency. For example, the claim that an individual at a certain location is suicidal, homicidal, or unwell. Swatting creates fear, anxiety. Yeah, fuck yeah, it does. They got a bunch of cops coming in your house. And trauma in its victims, as it did with Warner. It spurs copycats, especially where the victims are celebrities or where the incidents are publicized. And of course, it carries a high risk of violence, not only for the innocent victims of swatting, but also for law enforcement officers responding to what then appears to be a serious emergency. Accordingly, swatting is and has been a crime in California under Penal Code Section 148.3, as well in other states and federal law. 44. When were we at? 18. Gore swatted Warner on or about February 3rd, 2021. The LAPD was notified that the FBI had received a call from a friend of Warner named Ilma Gore, who claimed that an emergency existed because she had not been able to reach him and she was concerned for his safety. The report was false. Warner was at home with his wife and a guest and not in any danger. Gore knew her report was false. She and Warner had never even met. She has never been Warner's friend and had no basis to believe Warner posed any risk of danger to himself. 45. On the evening of February 3rd, 21, multiple LAPD officers and squad cars responded to the purported emergency at Warner's home. When Warner did not answer the door, more units arrived, and oh my God, an LAPD helicopter was deployed. Damn. The officers continued to attempt to gain access into Warner's home, and a low-flying helicopter circled above, shining its spotlight onto Warner's property and into the windows of his home. At approximately 8:10 p.m., a person associated with Warner received an email from LAPD detectives stating that today we were notified by the FBI that they had received a call from a friend of Mr. Manson. The friend, Ilma Gore, has not been able to reach him and is concerned for his safety. We went to his residence, but there is no answer. Is there a way for us to contact him to check on his well-being? If not, can you have him reach out to Ilma? What a bitch, man. The LAPD returned multiple times and entered Warner's property. Eventually, the police left after determining there was no evidence of any trouble. In addition to 4 LAPD squad cars and a helicopter, paparazzi, oh my God, they probably called the paparazzi too. Paparazzi were at Warner's doorstep. When the police arrived, the paparazzi took videos and photographed and recorded someone making the false statement, which can be heard in the videos, that a person inside the house was screaming for help. This created an even more dangerous situation for Warner and his wife and guests in the house. Upon information and belief, the paparazzi were present because they had been tipped off. I just said that. They had been tipped off in advance by Gore, who, as explained below, had solicited and improperly received Warner's home address and other information. Okay, 48, 49. That evening, video and images of the police response were posted and went viral online, as it was reported that Marilyn Manson's home was swarming with cops after a worried friend called concerned for the singer's well-being, saying they had been unable to reach him and get in touch with him for hours. Other outlets reported that a welfare check was requested by an alarmed friend who had spent several hours trying to contact the singer just days after a slew of women publicly accused him of abuse. Many of these published stories linked the abuse allegations made against Warner to the police response. Predictably, the press reports focused heavily on the fact that just 2 days earlier, on February 1st, 21, Wood and several other women made public accusations against Warner. This was all by design. Gore made the false report in order to elicit the dispatch of a large number of armed officers to Warner's home. Gore's purposes included harassing and causing harm to Warner in the immediate wake of the highly organized and orchestrated February 1st, 2021 accusations, drawing further attention to the false allegations against Warner and that she had coordinated, and creating a situation that could result in video footage of Warner being arrested. It also created a scenario in which Warner, his wife, or his guests could have been harmed in the chaos of the moment. This swatting by Gore was a part of a scheme to benefit the Phoenix Act, Wood, and the film project, and to curry favor with Wood and potential and existing accusers against Warner. Based on the press coverage of the police response, which reported on the disturbing incident at Warner's home and the allegations levied days earlier, but not that this welfare check was a hoax, Gore was successful. 51. Here we go. Gore hacks Warner's computer files and social media accounts. Upon information and belief, Gore gained unauthorized access to, e.g., hacked Warner's email login, social media logins, and passwords and social security number. Among other sources, Gore solicited and obtained this information from Ashley Walters. Walters was Warner's former assistant and one of the women recruited by Gore and Wood to make actions against her. As part of her work for Warner, Walters was entrusted with Warner's private information by Warner and his representatives, as is common with the entertainment business and numerous other professions that handle sensitive, potentially high-profile matters. Walters entered into a confidentiality agreement that prohibited her from disclosing such information. Gore procured from Walters, among other private and protected information, Warner's email and social media logins and passwords, and Warner's social security number, home address, and phone number. She stole his fucking identity. Gore procured this information knowing that she would use it to gain access to and use data, a computer system, a computer network, and or computer services. Indeed, Gore has a history with precisely this type of wrongful conduct. She's already done that shit before. In November 21, a Santa Cruz County judge issued a temporary restraining order against Gore after her twin sister recounted that Gore committed digital spying and stalking against me, made me fear that I and my children were in immediate danger, serious physical injury, and disturbed my peace, liberty, and free will with coercive control. Gore has boasted that she has a computer science background and is interested in hacking. Upon information and belief, Gore used information provided by Walters and others to gain access to Warner's personal details, private conversations, email accounts, phones, and social media accounts. Gore used the information she obtained as part of her scheme to orchestrate and promulgate false allegations against Warner, including the coordinated false accusations against Warner on February 1st, 2021, and thereafter, which would bring further attention to the Phoenix Act, Wood, and the film project, and to curry favor with Wood and potential and existing accusers against Warner. 55, 56. Gore slanders Warner. Between 19 and 21, as part of their multi-pronged attack to attack Warner, Gore had multiple conversations with prospective accusers in which she claimed that in a 96 short film made by Warner called Groupie depicted child abuse and child pornography. Well, that was in the documentary. It didn't look like it. During one such conversation in 21, Gore said that the actress in Groupie was a minor at the time of the shoot and was dead. What? and that if the video were to be seen, Warner would be indicted. Gore's statements about Warner and Groupie are demonstrably false. Gore knew they were false and or acted with reckless disregard of their falsity. The actress Paula Weiss, was 22 years old at the time the film was made. She has publicly stated that she was not a minor, was involved in conceptualizing the plot of the film, and was acting and hamming it up. Clips from Groupie were featured in a '98 tour documentary called Dead to the World. Weiss was not only thanked in the credits of that film, but also went on to star in music videos, including Manson's Long Hard Road Out of Hell in '97 and Garbage's Push It in '98. The director of Groupie and Dead to the World, Joseph Coltese, has publicly stated that Gore's claims are all fake. Still, promulgating these and other falsehoods was part of Gore's scheme to orchestrate and amplify false allegations against Warner, thereby bolstering Wood's claim that Warner had been her and others' abuser. This, in turn, would bring further attention to the Phoenix Act, the associated film project, and curry favor with Wood and potential existing accusers against Warner. Indeed, Gore's defamatory allegations regarding Groupie have been repeated in at least one civil complaint filed against Warner, and consequently have been reverberated through the press. This is entirely unsurprising. I would say unsurprising, given that Gore discussed these false allegations with prospective accusers. 61. Wood condone and encourage Gore to promulgate defamatory falsehoods about Warner in order to further their conspiracy. 61, 62. We're almost done. First cause of action. Warner incorporates by reference and preceding allegations as if fully set forth herein. Gore and Wood's conduct was outrageous in that it was so extreme as to exceed all bounds of that usually tolerated in a civilized community. This conduct included initiating at least one incident of illegal and highly dangerous swatting of Warner in 21, solicited receiving and using logins and passwords for Warner's personal business, social media, and email accounts, and his address, phone number, social security number without his permission, falsifying correspondence from a fictitious federal agent claiming that there was concern for safety of Wood or other alleged victims of Warner and their families, as well as an ongoing federal criminal investigation targeting Warner, making knowingly false and defamatory statements against Warner, including that the actress in the Groupie video was a minor and that Warner was manufacturing child pornography, and recruiting, coordinating, and pressuring multiple women to make false accusations against Warner and to be part of their film project. Gore and Wood intended to cause Warner emotional distress. In the alternative, Gore and Wood acted with reckless disregard of probability that Warner would suffer emotional distress as a result of their conduct. Warner suffered severe emotional distress. Gore's and Wood's outrageous conduct was a substantial factor in causing Warner's severe emotional distress and was the actual and was the actual and proximate cause of the emotional distress. 66, 67. Look at that. We only got two left. Let's go. Gore and Wood acted with oppression, fraud, or malice as defined by California Civil Code 3294 and engaged in highly reprehensible conduct warranting punitive damages. Second cause of action. Warner incorporates by reference the preceding allegations as if fully set forth herein. Gore stated to persons that other than Warner that during the filming of Groupie, the actress in the video was a minor and that actress was dead. Gore understood the statements to refer to Warner and specifically to mean that Warner's role in the making of Groupie, e.g. as a child pornography, was criminal. Indeed, she stated that Groupie was evidence of a felony and that Warner would be indicted as a result. Wow, we know who fucking did the felonies here. Those statements about Groupie were false. The actress in the video, Paula Weiss, is alive and she was not a minor when Groupie was filmed. She had since publicly stated that she was not a minor at any time during the production of the film. In addition, the director of the film, Joseph Coltese, has publicly stated that these claims are all fake. On information and belief, Gore knew the statements were false and or had serious doubts as their truth. Upon information and belief, Gore knew the actress was not a minor and had serious doubts that she was a minor, but instead intended to peddle these false and defamatory statements because they would validate and enhance her fabricated narrative regarding Warner's alleged abuse of others, including as reflected on the checklist provided to women that Gore recruited to come out against Warner. 72. Gore made the above described false and defamatory statements without privilege or justification. The above described false and defamatory statements injured Warner by diminishing his reputation in his profession, trade, and or business, which has a natural tendency to lessen his profits. It was Gore's intent and expectation was that the defamatory statements would injure Warner economically, including by lessening his profits. The above described false 73, 74. Okay. False and defamatory statements also injured Warner by causing him to experience harm that is compensable, whatever, by general damages. Gore's intent and expectation was the defamatory statements would cause Warner this harm. Warner did not discover and had no reason to discover what prospective accusers had been told in confidential discussions with Gore until one such person revealed in at least November 21. My fucking finger was over it. In November 21 that Gore had made these statements. Gore also acted with oppression, fraud, malice as defined by California Civil Code 3294 and engaged in highly reprehensible conduct warranting punitive damages. Third cause of action, 76. Violation of the Comprehensive Order, Data Access Fraud Code, Penal Code 502CE1. Warner incorporates by reference that the preceding allegations as if fully set forth herein. Gore with Woods express or tacit approval solicited, received, and used logins, passwords for Warner's personal business, social media, and email accounts without his permission, including from Warner's former assistant who was entrusted with such information as part of performing her duties for Warner. Upon information and belief, Gore and Wood knowingly accessed and without permission deleted, destroyed, and otherwise used data, a computer system, or a computer network in order to devise or execute a scheme or artifice to defraud, deceive, extort, and or wrongfully control or obtain money, property, data, section 502c1. Upon information and belief, Gore and Wood knowingly accessed with and without permission took, copied, and or made use of data from a computer system, or computer network, section 50c2. What is this? 79. Okay, 80. Last page. Upon information and belief, Gore and Wood knowingly and without permission used or caused to be used computer services, section 502c3. Upon information and belief, Gore and Wood knowingly and without permission access or caused to be accessed a computer system, or computer network, section 502c7. Upon information and belief, Gore and Wood knowingly and without permission provided and or assistance in providing them a means of accessing a computer system, or computer network in violation of Penal Code, section 502c6. Warner was harmed as a result of Gore's and Wood's conduct, and Gore's and Wood's conduct was a substantial factor in causing Warner's harm. Gore and Wood acted with oppression, fraud, malice, as defined by California Civil Code 3294, and engaged in highly reprehensible conduct warranting punitive damages. Fourth cause of action, impersonation over the internet, Penal Code 528.5 AE, 29. Warner incorporates by reference the preceding allegations as if fully set forth herein. Gore and Woods express or tacit approval knowingly and without consent credibly impersonated Warner through and or an internet website or by other electronic means for purposes of harming, intimidating, threatening, or defrauding Warner. Warner was harmed as a result of Gore's and Woods' conduct, and of Gore's and Wood's conduct was a substantial factor for causing Warner's harm. Gore and Wood acted with oppression, fraud, malice as defined by California Civil Code 3294 and engaged in highly reprehensible conduct warranting punitive damages. Prayer for relief. Wherefore plaintiff respectfully prays for the following: damages including general and special damages in the amount to be proven at trial, punitive damages, all costs, interest, and attorney's fees to the extent provided by law, an order enjoining Wood and Gore from engaging in further wrongful conduct towards Warner, such other and further relief as the court may deem just and proper. Jury demand. They want a jury. Plaintiff hereby demands a trial by jury of all triable issues. March 2nd, 22. Respectfully submitted. Okay, we're just going to cut it off. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for staying with me this long, 34 minutes. Wow. Amen. I'm sorry I messed up a lot. I was trying to read really fast to try and, for speed, for time. I'm sorry I messed up a lot, I know. But god damn. Okay. That is it. 34 minutes. Dude, this would have ended up being like almost an hour. So I'm glad I cut it into two, even though this was longer than the other one. So thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for staying with me this long. We will catch you next time.